guys, and welcome back to the Wildflower Pages Yoga. My name's Paige, and today's video is all about balance postures. We're going to workshop a single posture called Vrikshasana, or tree pose, you might more commonly know it as. And we're going to cover the benefits, difficulties, and some of the key focus points that are applicable to a lot of different types of balance postures. So when you're ready, take a seat on your mat and we'll get started. Okay, so before we get stuck into workshopping our tree pose or our Vrikshasana today, let's talk about balance postures in general. So like all other asanas, they have some benefits, they have some difficulties, and they have some key focus areas that you can concentrate on while you're in the posture to improve your ability to be in the posture and also to feel safe and confident whilst you're there. So what is the benefit or the purpose of balanced postures? Well, essentially, it is to improve and enhance your steadiness of body, breath, and mind, and thus your concentration. With the purpose of yoga being to steady the mind, these postures are really great for working that aspect. So one of the main texts in yoga, or the Hatha yoga practice, called the Hatha Yoga Pradipika, says that by whom the breathing has been controlled, by him the mind has also been controlled. And what this means is that with steadiness of breath, we find steadiness of mind, and with that, we find steadiness in the body. So the main benefit of our balanced postures, like I said, is to improve that concentration, but it also brings that steadiness of the breath, body, and mind all together. So all of the things that we work. And so what are the difficulties associated with balanced postures? Well, like all other postures, they have their difficulties, of course, but the main one, the most common one that people find straight away is steadiness. It can be hard to concentrate on your breathing, quieten your mind, and be stable in the posture. And one day you might be amazing at it, you might be killing it, and the next day you could be like a windy tree about to blow over and uproot itself. So just know that it's okay, and your practice day to day will always change, and so will your balanced postures. And this just comes back to the activity of the mind and your ability to control the breath. So always focus on that area while you're in it. Other challenges might be the aspect of the body that we're working. So for arm balances, for example, if you have any difficulties with your wrists, this could be a challenge here. And likewise for your ankles or other areas of the body. And then as well, a lot of balanced postures require you to be strong in the area that you're working. So for example, standing balanced postures, you need to work the lower body. You also need to have your core engaged. For upper body balanced postures, such as arm balances, you need to be strong in your upper body. So it can take time to be able to do certain balanced postures, but with dedication and practice, you'll always get there. So what are some of the focus points of our balanced postures? So the first thing to focus on is steadying yourself through your base. So that's whatever point of your body is in contact with the earth. So for arm balances, it's grounding and getting really firm through your hands. For standing balanced postures, it's stabilizing that standing leg. If you're in a seated position, obviously it's finding your position with the seat bones, etc., etc. So get really firm and steady in your base. The second one is the breath. As we said before, steadying the breath, steadying the body, steadying the mind, or in any combination of that. So steadying your breath, and you can do this through using pranayama breathing techniques. And one of the great pranayamas here to focus on, especially if you're new to the yoga practice, is simply the complete breath, Raja Pranayama. If you don't know how to do that pranayama, you can check out a video that I'll link below. It's a breathing technique that I've also done a workshop on, so you can go and check that out. If you're familiar with any other pranayamas while you're doing your asana practice, then you can apply that. So get really steady in your breath to help you steady your mind. And then next we focus our eye gaze on a point in front of you, particularly try and make it at eye level. Find something that's not moving. So for example, there's a PowerPoint directly in front of me. I might focus on the switch of the PowerPoint. Try and focus on something that's really clear to you and that your eyes sort of won't adjust in and out to try and focus on, so that it's nice and easy for you and your mind won't get a little bit stressed about, oh, I can't focus on this, because that can also happen as well. So find something that is at eye gaze, preferably, that's not moving and that's big enough for you to focus on, as well as a nice color so you can see it properly. And then after this, we engage that active area of the body that is in contact with the earth. So for arm balances, we're engaging our upper body. For standing balances, we're engaging that standing leg, which I'll talk you through in our workshop. And then next, we have to center our weight. So whatever works for you, that could be using different movements with the arms, if you're in a standing position, if that's in an arm balance, that could be just finding that area where you're feeling really comfortable and safe and you're actually able to bring yourself into the posture without wobbling around. And it can be tricky. So these are some key points. To recap, steady through the base, so whatever's in contact with the earth. Second is steady your breath. Find a point to focus on with your drishti, your eye gaze. Engage that area that is in contact with the earth, so the legs, the arms, the upper body, and then try and center your weight. And then from there, the main thing is to just breathe. Great, so we've talked through some of the benefits, the difficulties, and the key focus areas. You also know that there's lots of different types of standing postures, so let's get into our Vrikshasana workshop, our tree pose. Okay, so moving into our Vrikshasana workshop. So let's find a steady and stable position on the earth first. For this standing posture, we're going to bring our feet together here. And this is focus point number 1, so steady your base. So our feet are in contact with the mat here, and what you're going to do is just wriggle them around so that they're really comfortable here. So what you can do is lift your toes as you breathe in, ground yourself through the balls of the feet, and then when you're ready, exhale slowly, let the toes rest back on the earth, and you'll notice that as you rest the toes, you're beginning to feel really grounded through the feet here. We're going to draw up through the muscles of the legs, get ourselves nice and tall, reach the crown of the head towards the sky, and then we're going to begin to steady our breath. So moving into this posture, if you're new to this, you can always just bring one hand onto the belly, one hand onto the chest, and maybe even close your eyes. In this standing position, we call Tadasana. And you can begin to breathe in and out through your nose, all the way down into your belly, using your Raja Pranayama breath. Working to steady the breath, make it nice and smooth, nice and long, and nice and even. And once your breath is steady, you can stay here if you need. Pause this video. If you're ready to continue, gently opening the eyes, continuing to breathe, and then from here we find a point in front of us to focus on. So whether that's that PowerPoint directly in front of you, something at eye level. And then from here, we're going to engage our right leg. So we're going to balance on the right leg today. And this posture is really great, especially for beginners, because it has lots of variations. So we're going to start from most basic to more advanced. And you can try any of these variations when you feel you're ready. So as you breathe in, you're going to lift your left toes onto the mat here. Continuing to breathe, exhale, feel that breath move down your right leg and into the earth. And then here, as you're balancing on your right leg and your left toes are on the mat, just turn your knee towards the side here. And just notice what you're doing with your hips. So I'm sinking into my right hip. You might notice that it's pushing towards the side a little, especially if I exaggerate it. But what you want to do, especially in these standing postures, is actually lift out of that right hip so that your hips are nice and square. And you notice as you lift that left hip to the sky, coming out of the right one, that your right leg will actually switch on. And this is what we want here: glutes engaged, leg engaged, helping you to be nice and firm and stable in this posture. And then from here, you may need to use your hands to assist you, or you can bring them into a position that is nice and stable for you. So maybe you take the arms out wide, spread your fingers like a tree, or perhaps you bring the hands together at heart center. And this, bringing the hands together at heart center, may be easier for you, but some other people it might not be. So do whatever works for you. And then from here, lifting out of our right hip, we're going to bring our foot to the inside of the calf. So this is the next option here. We're pressing our left knee towards the back of the room, hips are pressing forward, and we're lifting out of that right leg. Continuing to breathe, focus on that point in front of you. And then you can choose to stay here, or if you'd like to advance even more, you can bring your left foot to the inside of your right thigh. So when we're taking our foot to the inside of the thigh or the calf, we always make sure that we're not pressing into the knee here. And you can move back to the calf if you need to. This might not be for you. Press that left foot into your right leg and right leg into your left foot. Keep the hips nice and square. Lift out of that right leg. Keep it engaged. Breathe in nice and deep. Breathe out long and slow. Now here you can stay, or you can move into your final variation where we actually reach down, we take hold of our left foot with the hand, and then we turn the sole of the foot towards the sky as much as you can. You'll notice that your left knee drops towards the earth here. Continue to stay strong in that right leg. And then from here, if you have the flexibility and it feels okay for you, bring that foot to rest into your inner right pelvis or the top of the right thigh, whatever you can reach here. And then we bring our hands back to heart center. So we're engaging through our right leg. We're reaching our left knee towards the earth, and you're actually pushing your knee towards the earth here. And you'll notice that this helps you keep your foot nice and stable. The glutes are on. And we're focusing on our point in front of us, breathing nice and deep. Long, deep breaths in and out through your nose. And then if you're feeling really safe, really stable, and you've practiced this a few times, you can even challenge yourself by closing down your eyes. If that's not for you, always feel free to keep them open. I'm going to today. Breathe in and out, nice and deep. Feel that exhalation travel all the way down through your body, your standing leg, the foot into the earth. And then if your eyes are closed, gently opening the eyes, and we're going to begin to return the way that we came in. So reaching down to take hold of the foot, slowly removing the foot away from the leg, and then allowing it to rest back on the earth, coming back to your standing position, your Tadasana here. You can release the hands down by the side of the body and breathe in and out. And so we're going to end the workshop here today, but you can always compensate by taking this to the other side. So whichever variation you took on one leg, take on the other leg. Just rewind this video if you need, or if you remember all of those tips and tricks, try it on your opposite leg. Thank you so much for watching this video today, guys. I hope you picked up some great tips and you found it really useful. If you did, please comment below and let me know. Give it a like, share it with your friends. For other offerings, you can also check out my Instagram and Facebook at the Wildflower Pages, and also head to the website to join me for a live class and view my other beautiful offerings there. Until next time, I see you on the mat. Have a lovely day. Namaste.